Yeah, I was just saying before we were rudely interrupted and the recording stopped. At least this is part two, by the way, of episode one recap. We're just kind of going through our power rankings right now. Number nine, I also got Chris and Brett. Yeah, they got to pick it up a little better. They did not look like a strong team. They're lucky, I think. I mean, physically they did the challenges fine, but they're gonna have to pick it up because a mistake like that could easily cost you the game. So who do you got for number eight?
Number 8, I have Corinne and Elijah. Even though I don't like them, I think that they're going to do something mischievous that's going to be just enough to get them to advance for another look at the race, possibly next week. Don't know. Um, but they seem to be like that's what they're, by any means necessary type of team. It doesn't matter. I'll pretend to be your friend and then I'll stab you in the back. So I have them at 8.
I actually got Janelle and Brittany at 8. They didn't really impress me too much. I think Corinne and Eliza are going to be, like you said, they're going to do some planning, some scheming. I think that's going to bode well. So that's why I got Janelle and Brittany at 8. But really, it could go either way at that point. Who do you got at 7?
7, I have Nicole and Victor. Did fine for the first week. Did fine. Nothing. No issue with them whatsoever. I think that's they're just kind of plug it along a little bit and kind of be like the tortoise in this tortoise hare type race. They're just gonna be able to do just enough to stay alive. So it could be like a non-elimination part of the race for them, and that's where they survive. And so yes, they'll have to do an additional test, but I think they'll do okay.
7, I got Corinne and Eliza. I moved them up a little bit from where their place was, just because of the tactics that they're gonna, employ. I can't move them up too much higher because they did take ninth. They didn't really run that great of a race, but I feel like they're gonna do a little bit better in the next few weeks. So I'm gonna move them to 7. Who do you got at 6?
6, I have Janelle and Brittany. I think that as the race goes on, theoretically, the experience that Janelle has will help. Hopefully, in theory. So that's my hope anyway.
Yeah.
So I got them at 6, but I could very easily see them making another goofy mistake of getting off at the wrong train stop, or having one of those crazy taxi drivers we were talking about last week. So, but I have them at 6.
All right, at 6, I'm gonna go Nicole and Victor. They impressed me. I don't know if they're better than any of the Amazing Race teams on here, but I'm gonna go with them. I think they do have a lot of upside though, so I feel like they may be 6 now, but I could easily see them start kind of adapting to how the game's played, and then them being kind of a stronger team. But I'm gonna go at 6. It's just hard right now to put them again, higher than anybody else. Who do you got at 5?
5, I have Rachel and Eliza. We'll see. I think that at some point, because you're racing with your sister, I would say I'm the experienced one. I'm older. You should listen to me. This is what we should do.
All right, number 5. I'm actually gonna go team fun here. I don't know. Like I don't. They're an upper mid card type team for me, and that's kind of how they were on season 29 that they were on. So I'm gonna keep them at number 5 until they really prove to me that they're really gonna hit their strides. I'm gonna put Team Fun at 5. Who do you got at 4?
I have Team Fun. So just a little flip flop. They're going to be fine. The one issue that we have is, can Floyd ride the bike? That's something we don't know yet, right? So, or the more interesting question for me is, what if Becca has to do it? So yes, Becca is strong and she can climb mountains in a single bound quickly. If she has to carry something and then ride a bike, or if she has to, let's say they go example, and Germans are, and we've seen this in Amazing Race seasons past, where they have to like balance beer, right? So can she do that if Floyd has done something, and they flip flop like they did last week, where one team member does a task and then the other team member has to do the other task? Can she do that? But they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. I think they're definitely a top 5 team. Wouldn't shock me if they finish in the top 3.
All right, I'm going to go the sisters here, Rachel and Alyssa. I think she's got the race experience, and her sister seems to be a little more calm. I think they're going to have a better leg in the future. That's why I'm going to put them at 4 right now. They also have a lot of upside to move up, just because she's been on the race before. So I'll put them at 4. Number 3, who you got at 3?
3, I have my pick, Tyler and Corey. So Sloan said he wins the race. They're gonna be just fine. They don't necessarily have to win every leg of the race, which that's something that they talked about that in the episode. Also, they did really really well at the beginning of their season, winning multiple legs. But I don't know the way Corey's playing right now, and Leo and Jamal, they're gonna be tough. But I have my 3.
Yeah, number 3, I'm also going to do Corey and Tyler. I got to see, they did good, obviously. Third place ain't too shabby, but I got to see them, if they really want to, move up my rankings, I got to see them do some more things that stand out right now. I'll put them at 3 as well, but, once again, it's, if they take some risks, they maybe start, doing something that kind of really impresses me, I could definitely see them moving up. But 3rd, it's not too shabby to start off with. Who do you got at 2?
2, I have your team, Colin and Christy. They surprised me. I really thought that Colin was going to just fly off the handle right away, especially when Christy had trouble with biting into the shoe. But he handled himself well. So if that continues, they'll do fine. I don't think it's going to. If I had to guess, you can be only Zen for so long, and then reality kicks in, and old habits die hard for a reason.
Yeah, well, my second one, I actually got Leo and Jamal, the Afghanimals. I thought they ran a good race, but it seemed like they gotten first from other people screwing up. Like Rupert and Laura got to the clue before them first. They had some trouble with the Mount Fuji task, but they did. What I was really impressed with about them, though, because they moved up a lot from my power rankings last week. I was really impressed with how they used the fake acting skills to, kind of divert people from the clue. So I moved them up to 2 this week. I think they definitely deserved it. They look strong, but I think I want to see them a little bit more before I really crown them. And then, who's your number 1?
One is Leo and Jamal. My one concern with them, though, is that they've already kind of pulled out their tricks, right? Mm-hmm. They used the "my wife was pregnant" line and the fighting, which is what got them to the success they had in season 20. What else you got? You're pulling out your best strategical tactics right away in the first week. I don't know necessarily if that's going to last, but they got over their personal hurdle of surviving Japan and advancing and finishing first, which is really what they want to do, because that was their downfall when they were last there. So, but that's my one concern is, okay, you've kind of thrown your ace in the hole already. Only so many cards left.
Yep. Yeah, and then they kind of used it really early too. So, maybe they found it was a perfect time to use it. But like you said, you don't want to use your best stuff first. You want to save it for last. So, my number one team, obviously Colin and Christy, the team I picked. I feel like they didn't miss a beat. Like, Colin looks exactly like he did in season 5, albeit shorter hair. but he still looks like he's just, when he gets into a task, he's super determined and he just gets it done. You know, I don't know what Christy's going to be like. I thought she did fine, but you know, I think they looked like they didn't miss a beat. So I'm gonna keep them at number one until further, you know, something else changes and you know I change my mind. But in my opinion, they're number one right now. Even though they took second place on the first leg, I'm gonna put them at one because they were my one last week. I'm not gonna you know get too. I'm not gonna change my power rankings. You know, based on like 1 week. I'm gonna see how it is on a kind of overall, and then kind of take that into play. So they're my number one going into next week. So I'm gonna read the preview, and then we can kind of give a little reaction to the preview. So the preview that I have says that the racers have a big decision to make when they face a surprise double U-turn. And now the cool thing is this: they're going to a new country they've never been before on the Amazing Race, which they're going to have this double U-turn in Laos. So this is going to be the first time Amazing Race has ever gone to Laos. And you know, new country, that can definitely confuse a lot of teams. So
And that was something in the season preview that towards the end of the episode that they talked about, or right at the end of the episode when they're rolling the credits, that they talked about where they showed that they're going to go to different countries, which that's going to be very, very interesting to see as this goes on. And the double U-turn already. That's week 2. That's pretty.
yeah.
That's pretty already.
Yeah, no kidding. A double U-turn, and I wonder if they're going to use the survivor tactics here with the voting. I don't know. That could be really crazy. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. The double U-turn is going to be really fun to see who everybody votes for or how they use it in this one. I think it's going to be a fun episode. Yeah, I can't wait. So I think it's just going to be cool because they're going to Laos and they've never been to Laos before on this show ever. So pretty cool stuff. So, all right, Calbert, any final comments going into episode 2?
Should be fun. I'll take a gamble and say we have a new team finishing in first next week for the leg. Don't know who, but I'll say it's somebody different because that's I think how the season's going to go. It's going to be a different team finishing first, at least for the first 2-3 episodes. I'll say. So, the new team finishing first, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there too, and I agree, and I also think this is going to be a bad leg for Rupert and Laura in Laos. I think Laos is going to be pretty tricky, especially if you're not good with directions. So I could see them possibly getting eliminated next week.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's going to be it's not I can tell you right now, Laos is not going to be favorable to a team that's directionally challenged. I mean, it's not easy for people who know their way around. You know what I mean? Like as far as are good with directions but never been to the country before. I mean, you've seen it with like some of the other the Asian countries they visited. It can be tough because the language barrier is pretty strong there. So it's gonna be tough.
And if they do, and so it sounds like they do decide to throw in the double U-turn right away in the second episode.
Yeah. That could definitely even out. That could even out some things, I guess.
How does the Team Survivor or Team Big Brother team handle that? Because that's something they haven't experienced. You know, so and that's where the butting of heads that I talked about earlier on. I could see that coming to fruition next week, real easy, very easily.
Right.
Where we have bickering with each other already, or just partners within their own team. So we'll see. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Should be good. Well, that's our episode 1 recap. We will be back next week to recap episode 2. It's we're looking forward to it. Episode 2. The title is called "Knock the Newbie Out of Us." So that is what episode 2 is called. So anyways, we hope you enjoyed this recap of episode 1. For Calbert, for me, Hurls, we will see you next week. Have a good night, folks.